I have it in my mind that I'm going to do a series on false prophets. I don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to go, how long it's going to be. Not really sure yet. But the first thing I want to discuss in a series on false prophets is my first point. False prophets are made. In other words, people are not born false prophets, at least not most of them. They are made. And they are made by the system that they serve. And the only thing I can call that system is the institutional church. John in the book of Revelation refers to the institutional church as the harlot. And I may, when I get the notion, for the motion, I may talk about the harlot from that prostitution perspective. But not today. Today, I'm focusing in on myself. That's where I need to start. I've been in this ministry. It will be 35 years in October. So I have been, what you might say, made, created by the system that I was sent to. Now, believe this. I was born again at home. Never been to church a day in my life, but one day, it was one day. Them folks got me so scared I ran out. Never went back. But I had 3 dreams. And those 3 dreams presented a minister to me and suggested that I find him. And when I found him, I joined his church. I didn't know anything about his church, anything about the traditions the denomination held dear to themselves. And when I learned what they was, I was like, what? But I had to play the game. I had to go along to get along. And I'm not really that good with that. Because it is my mouth. Not really good at going along to get along. But I did it for 25 years. And even though I thought I was independent, I still was groomed and made into a false prophet just like everybody else. Only the style was just a little different. See, here was me. I came into a dead church. I don't mean that they didn't get lively and shout and carry on, because they did. And they could sing. Boy, could they sing. and they could serve, and they could make that fried chicken. They could do it. They were churchified, mummified, churchified, and they were dead. You ask them anything about the scriptures, anything about being born again, and they did not know what to tell you other than, Lord have mercy on me. You going to heaven? I sure hope so. Are you saved? Well, I don't think so, but I hope I will be. All right? Folk that had been in church for years, decades, they knew nothing. They were dead. Okay? But that's where I was sent. So I had to find some life somewhere. So guess who I found? I found Kenneth Copeland. Woo! That opened me up to some life. Wow, charismatic, supernatural life. And I wanted to bring that to my dead, beloved church. Well, a bishop spotted me, and he was protecting the sanctity of his dead church, his dead denomination, keeping that charismatic woman at bay and ultimately getting rid of her, because she ain't one of us. She don't belong to us. All right? She did not come and get her religion from us. And then when she got to us, she had nerve enough to go somewhere else to learn something. But we ain't going to let her bring that mess up in here. There was another one, just like me, a man, powerful in charismatics. He was a part of the denomination. Had 25, 30,000 members, something like that. And he and the denomination got in a battle, and he walked, and he tried to keep his building and his money and so forth and so on. And in the courts, the dead denomination won. And they got rid of him. And so they was like, well, she ain't nothing. We can eat. All we need to do is just take her little nasty name off the rolls. That's all we need to do. And I say, even now, that the bishop was right to get rid of me, because I was carrying a false prophet's message, which made me a false prophet. And he was right. But it was moot, because his church was dead. Dead asleep. Dead from corruption of the ministry. Mainly down low preachers. All right? My point is, I was no better than them. I was different from them. They were a certain kind of false prophet. I was another kind of false prophet. Same difference. It does not matter whether you are a false prophet by intent or by deception, because the result will be the same. Okay? The bishop wasn't right. The denomination wasn't right. I wasn't right. And I could not find out that I was not right until God spoke and said, come out of her. All right? And he meant all of her. The traditional, denominational side, the non-denominational, charismatic, Pentecostal side. Leave. Sit there, Pam. And then I'll tell you what to do. That's my story. What's your story? That's my story. I know some of you would like to come in here and clip me out and say, Pam says that she was a false prophet. Do it. It ain't going to make me no never mind. Because Pam know who Pam is now. And the more I associate myself and my ministry with Moses, and I see that the Moses calling is my calling, the more powerful this rod in my mouth gonna get. Y'all hear that? So say what you want to say about this sister here. I'm here to tell you, I'm after God's people. And I'm looking at that big, huge, lazy, dead institution, and I'm saying to her, let God's people go. Let them go.